Hello friends, we've got an interesting game from what I heard, with Mati against Oranger. Oranger? Yes, Oranger. A bit like Oranger. Um, no, I don't really know anything about this Oranger player, just that in the last days of the end of the season, he just simply started playing and made his way up to top 10. And Mati, in case you don't know, he's an old player. The best Polish player probably. Quite a nice person as well. Let's see how to play this out, obviously. Looking at the spawns, we can see a lot of fish. Will be really nice to start with it. 2 cows, that's even better. And although you can see that there's a tiger and 3 balls you can step on by going to the iron. Another cows, which it will be hard because of this. You will have to think a bit and maybe kill them with workers. Looking further, we can see some extra fish, although making a warehouse here might not be so easy. Later on, we can see that the wood line is sticking out by a long while, so probably warehouse will we have to place down here or here, which will make base building, although hard, probably still possible, especially from Mati. Keep that in mind, Mati is one of the best players when it comes to having a good base building. He's actually similar to X Factor with base building, although of course lacks mechanical and economical skills. Even with that, like I said, he's the best Polish player right now. Looking at the center of the map, there's some cows, so proxy will be even stronger. And when it comes to denying the resources, there's not much you can do, as you have already more than 2,500 food for yourself, which is honestly enough to go Bronze Age by itself. Let's just speed up this game by just a tiny bit. We can see Mati making his warehouse. First house perfect. You will not go 0 because you were left 1 worker here. Although we can already see that he's making 1 worker 2 less on this. But at the same time, due to having fish, he will not go 0. Just have it a bit less, which now might be worse for his proxy if he will make one, but will be surely better when it comes to houses. If I were him, after those 4 houses I will stop. Honestly, at 3 houses I would stop making them here and push them out maybe here after this rock. Of course, there's not a high chance he would scout this tiger, because you're supposed to go to your enemy's base first and scout around, and the scout will probably go like this, missing the tiger. But Mati seems to know what he's doing, and interestingly enough, while also taking the wood upgrade, which is a right step, he instantly went to make this warehouse here, not wasting any time. Very nice, it will be useful, and could probably be defended a bit of bulwarks. Now, I disagree with this placement of the stone cutter, and it is very easy to be sniped, as long as his opponent will do anything interesting. So far we see a few placements, nothing crazy. Really, we're lacking the warehouse here. Let's see his eco. There's a lot more food due to having more workers, and didn't take any upgrades. Taking the shoe upgrade a bit late, and will probably get attacked by this tiger, making those random fighting pits. We can see that there's a difference in those both players already. I honestly have my vote here for Mati, but maybe there's something we don't know about this player yet. As I said, I haven't seen a single game of his, just heard that he's good. Now, this is quite lucky that it didn't get attacked, but you can probably go through this cap here. Those new building models can be tricky indeed, and they require some time to get used to. Sadly, he did not snipe this, but will probably not matter matter due to how much food there is on the map. Going further with his houses, we can see that he's suddenly being attacked now by the tiger. But with this amazing play... Oh no. Now that's annoying. The tiger AI tends to do that. But what can you do? You will have to just kill it. Kill that pesky tiger. On the other side, his enemy is simply going for warriors, which is a good strategy. But keep in mind, he doesn't have pop. And without wood for it, these warriors will simply not be so useful. Even more if that he's just losing them to this tiger. It will surely cut him a lot of time by playing so risky like this. But it might still work. A warrior rush is always handy. Just that this warrior rush is wasting a lot more than it should have. Now Mati, obviously trying his best to kill this tiger, which has already one worker here, maybe two. Nope. Very nice. He's trying to take this tiger down and get probably his stuff. Let's see. Mati is on 37 workers, which is good. But interestingly enough, on a map like this, that means that he's not going for fast Asia. Unless he's gonna go 2 workers late, which you can sometimes do, yes. 37 workers is a viable strat, although most people go fast Asia at 35 workers. He also is going for the warrior rush, although being slow is a bit slowed down. His eco is a bit rough due to not taking this pericope upgrade and not taking the scouts. I think it's due to poor scouting that could be done better. But also, if you're going to use berries, please take this upgrade, it's worth it. It's only 200 wood for a mass production. Take these workers out, are plotting themselves, put them there, make a new warehouse maybe from here if it's able. If it's not, yeah, probably not. Put it here. Overall, I'm not sure if you can walk there. If you cannot, that's very nice for you, because you blocked this from here. You did a good job by making those houses closer so we can repair them. And while this here, like I said already, Mati has a very nice base building and will be probably showing this game. If he can wall off all of this and the opponent cannot go through his and he can repair this, then those warriors just simply won't be enough to destroy him. Let's take a look at those warriors. What will they do? Actually, before the fight starts, I would like to see the eco. You can see Mati might lose a worker right after this because of being pop capped. However, there's a high chance he will finish this. No, he will not with 1 worker. He will not finish this. He will lose a bit of time on those workers, but that will let him regain some food. On the other side, Oranger has a lot of food but has no wood whatsoever, which is not a bad thing, but his workers are lacking a lot. This warrior rush, he thinks that it will do so well that basically he doesn't have to make workers and doesn't have to go next stage. Why he has so little wood is most likely due to him going there a bit late. Now, taking a look at this fight here, let's slow it down a bit so we can see it in real time. We can see the boss actually helping out Mati. This is not a lot of damage on those warriors, but always is some. Now, unlucky for him, there is actually a gap between those houses, something he cannot do anything against. Unless he makes a slash there, which will help him to make more houses, but will block this. And for some reason, the Oranger guy decided to go for the bulwark instead of taking down any workers. As you can guess, probably this is a very bad strategy, and despite being on 0, Mati can quickly retaliate, get his food into progress, and simply get going. Now, he didn't use this fish, which is a big mistake. It's 500 food, sorry, excuse me, for just 100 wood. That's a 5 times gain. I would suggest doing that like he did it here. Especially since he doesn't have any food. And simply just fight with warriors there until something happens. The boss are really being MVP on this game. Doing quite a lot of damage, I suppose. And Matti just trying to get his eco back up. Now, as you can see, it's at the trust right now. Probably due to poor worker management, like we see here, and no barrier upgrade. And thus the workers poking themselves on those trees. But there's nothing he cannot fix. There's a lot of Asians, so I already said Asian, but no. This Oranger guy is having the same problem with his eco management, just getting the workers blocked, as you can see, inside the wood line. But somehow he went back up with the same amount of workers, almost the same. Now Matti did a big mistake somehow. He made warrior rush, which basically forces him to have less workers, and he didn't actually attack before Bronze Age. Right now, unless Oranger has no wood, which he doesn't, very good for Matti, he can just defend easily. Even with this being unprotected, even with this food being on 0, I really wanna say that he can defend, because a normal player would, but simply he just did not take this, not this, not this. He took this at least, but simply this management of eco is just horrible. He's losing so much resources on this, despite having 15 and 11 workers here, 26 workers. I assure you, they work like 10, well, might be 12, but that's still more than a half of workers lost by just not spreading them and using them inefficiently. This is something you always gotta fix, even if it's hard. Now we can see that they simply trade warriors. Oranger doesn't have a lot of them to go with. And Matti is going for the workers now. Let's see what will happen. First worker lost. And going for a fight. Not much more he can do. Just simply being a bit annoying. Waiting for defenses and playing it nice. Second worker lost. And now fighting, since all of the army is gone. Now, he obviously should upgrade his houses. Too much wood and not enough pop. But people forget, and it's normal. You have to play this game for a long time to not forget about it. Let's not care about that too much. Now, those warriors will be useless soon. As long as Oranger can keep his army steady in his base. This will of course hard, because it's poor worker management. Going there with no army, no vision, unlike Matti that has a lot of it. And basically that's why it's going like it's going. No, the big difference between both of them is that Oranger just upgraded his houses and upgrades his speeds. Where Matti has the same, but he has fishing, good base building, like I said, remember, maybe poor eco management, this could be better, quite a lot better of course, and looks like I missed something, my excuses, but he actually managed to get with warriors here. Matti was too focused on going into his base and did not see this, and destroyed all of these houses. Despite those Asia houses being cheap, with worse eco than Europe, it will always slow him down, even due to pop. And as we can see, he has to rebuild, those workers aren't working, so even more resources lost, and now just defending. The biggest difference though is that Matti already has some shooting ranges out and will be taking upgrades soon. 6 shooting ranges, 7 is like the perfect number. The biggest problem though is that they're in his base. This is what you do when you defend. Usually as Asia, You want to push with your army and make your shooting ranges a bit further than the middle, closer to your opponent, but not too close so he cannot just simply spam units and instantly touch your archeries. Then you make a mini base, make sure to have every entrance blocked so he cannot just go out of your territory and go into your base sneakily while you cannot do anything because you still have to get eco to get siege, blah blah blah. And just pressure him, closing your opponent right here and just win the game, as you will simply have wars with eco in stone and just one stone. Getting towers here after, let's say, you make your archeries here. 7 archeries, you have army to defend that, you wait a bit, you will get archers out, and you come with workers, put towers here. Boom. All he can do is go here, which is very risky. There is nothing to defend that. Or go here, which is even worse, because towers are here, so you will most likely have vision on this. But Mate chooses to play defensive, which, keep in mind, it's not a bad strategy whatsoever, just could be better to play aggressive this game. We can see that he has to have a lot of workers due to have things 27 in Stone Age and still going next age. Yes, he indeed has 52 workers. Oh, he actually didn't go next age, it was just my bad. I saw this destroyed and thought he was going, but no. Usually you don't want to have so many stone workers because obviously you cannot go next stage, and it's a very important stuff. Very important thing, sorry. Now this is extremely easy to defend, as we know. Just simply have to repair this. While singers come closer, just dance with workers. He upgraded those, very nice. Good job on this one. And still, he doesn't have a lot of food because he's stagnant with this. Look, they're going on and out, not working, and then blocking themselves. This is also very unfortunate. You gotta kill them. They are just taking pop and click this skill so they walk out without blocking themselves. Next up, it just simply will defend. Please take this upgrade too. It's a lot of damage that you get from taking this upgrade. I understand that I want to have army, but right now, since you have 0, you can take this. And right now, we actually can see that he's losing because of his poor management. And not dancing, please dance. If you don't have food, you wanna dance to make sure you don't lose it. And now the Oranger person is doing a good thing. Not the best thing, but a good thing. He has 2 choices there, or rather 3. One of them is bad, which is not doing anything and just going there and trying to fish some workers out. Second one is good, which is taking territory, making towers and putting them there. And third one, the best one, going behind and putting the towers here to deny the eco. If you put them here, yes, they are right, but the tower damage is not that big to buildings, only 5, which will take a long time to destroy this. Simply, they are just to be there and will grant you some extra defense, I suppose. So, what we know right now is that Matt is bigger, where we shouldn't call them mistakes, because it's not something he did wrong. Okay, well, it's 50-50. This is simply not dancing is something he forgot about. So I guess it's an Allah mistake. If he did, he wouldn't lose so much army, wouldn't be 0 on food. And second reason why he's 0 on food is that he simply manages poorly. Now we can see that he fixed it somehow and somewhat. Still isn't perfect, that is much better, good job on that, buddy. He took the armor upgrade, he makes spearman but no spearman upgrade, or rather he used to make spearman, and doesn't take the armor upgrade, which will cost him a bit. Still no arrow upgrade, which is quite surprising. I don't think he forgot about it, as he sees the heavy archer upgrade. Maybe it's his strat, but if it is, let's refrain from not taking it. One damage is very important in any game, which is why you take the damage upgrade on Stingers and the armor upgrade on Stingers. You get like 1 average armor, or maybe even less. Yes, you get 1 average armor, but in the end it matters a lot and you save a lot more than you use. Now, yes, he did forget about it somehow. I would make 1 archer in the back to take this upgrade, and especially take this upgrade too, because when you're not doing something, when you're not using something, I always get it back. The ranger guy is going up with his towers to make sure he invades his eco as much as he can, and I mean, he can really just simply make the towers like here in this line, and he will control this, maybe this, like in this right side, and this. But Mati right now is simply winning due to him not having any army. This is why it's very hard to make towers right below Asia if you don't have any army, because Asia can simply make hand drums. So it's expensive, but it's worth it when you don't have army, and he did not. And I also did not take these upgrades, which is very interesting when it comes to those players. Both of them did the same. The biggest problem though is, for some reason, did not take the resource upgrades. Maybe he has also forgot. Did not take the armor upgrade, not the spear upgrade. This one is not that important, but the biggest change of direction is that he took the vision upgrade. He has the entire map in vision, but instead what he should have done, just focus on getting more workers, and without taking those vision upgrades, he could be like at least 2 minutes faster in medieval. Most likely. Let's see his resources. Yep, he would have been faster in medieval. Which is a big mistake. No need for this vision when you have no army and no pressure whatsoever. Just go medieval to get a better army, better eco, and more pop. What can I say? His food eco is dying, his workers not being spread out, his boats are blocking themselves, his workers are running a lot of length. Apologies, it's currently midnight when I'm recording this video, mostly due to being busy in real life and playing ranked. But I'm trying my best to pump out those videos. This was simply desperation. Nothing you can do against buildings with archers. What? Oranger? Oh right, this is Mati. I'm sorry about this. Oh, it's because Oranger has made his a second forward base, and he's doing a really good thing. Although Mati made an even better one, making this tower here. However, it's also not that much at the same time, because he can still make this quickly with 10 workers. But yeah, going like this was a bad idea. But right now, what he's doing is actually smart. As long as he can repair this in time, he can actually go with workers there. Go with archers there to harass some eco, because all of this army cannot kill him, no matter what. As I was saying, this army can kill him no matter what, only if Mati does not repair a building that dies for ages with archers. And he did not. So far, Mati is simply losing due to making too many mistakes, but since he's the strongest Polish player, obviously he has his ace in the hand, which is going to edge as fast as possible. He's struggling with eco, made a lot of mistakes, but he's going that edge. He is making it. Now, it's going to be East Asia against West Asia. The people that play it a bit more already know who's the favorite in this matchup. Obviously East Asia to Tyrrocks, West Asia simply has no strong units. Only thing it's good against, only thing it's good at is countering Europe due to having ballistas, which do an absurd amount of damage. And once more, we can see a poor management when it comes to the fish. And not enough boats. Please, Matti, get some more boats. Since you're not making too much army that is being used and simply waiting, you might as well get those boats. And this is a very bad choice. Why are you making this in the range of the towers? Probably just panicking. You have all the space here. Also, please, dear Matti, upgrade all of your workers, more income, and upgrade your fishing. Get one here for better reach, and make like 3 or even 4 medieval boats here. It would help you quite a ton. Now, getting spring guns will help him surely. And good choice, Matti. And he's pushing out right now, I think, or rather must have no resources. No, he actually does. He simply is not making houses. I don't know why. Okay, he is making those houses, just... Oh, he's upgrading them. Bad choice, buddy, bad choice. It simply doesn't give you enough. Now, sadly, the workers are doing their worker things. Matti surely did not look, and they just went in their range to fight those towers. Still, he did not manage his eco, which is why he's struggling. Please manage your eco, guys. This R can be fixed. This is just 6 workers working and 20 workers running around. I'm surprised those ramps even work. It's mostly the pop difference, to be honest. And somehow I can see what he meant by this being an interesting game, yes. It wasn't a game with no mistakes after all. There could be many things done better, but after all, that might be good in the end, because right now you can see what Matti is doing wrong. This is nice, very nice. Delete this, make new one here. And spread, yes, nice. Spread it a bit better. Put them here and it will be perfect. Finally he did it. And right now Matti is in a really good spot. Despite having no resources, he's pop capped, so he's not spending them. While Ranger has to get desperate with ASAPs, the weakest melee unit in the game. And we can guess that they will do nothing. Matti doesn't even have to run, has to simply just go and finish the job. Will he do it though? It's up to him. He does need to dance eventually against those archers. But as long as he has those spearmen, no need, I suppose. And now it's the time to dance. Will he do it? Yes, good job, Matti, that's a good one. We can already see from this game that if you're facing Matti, he's a player that can be abused by focusing his eco, but he's someone that's strong at managing his army. Keep that in mind, because this is happening the whole game. But his army is well split, dancing, doing a good job on his army management. What can we say? This is also not well spread. All of this is here, nothing is here. Simply this is just dying. Let's slow down since this is the end of the game practically. Too many hawachas, nothing to kill it. Okay, so Matti has 70 workers, going 69, nice. Going next stage, which is a good decision as long as he fixes this. Usually you want to go at 80 when it's a hard game, But obviously he has the upper hand right now, so he can do whatever he wants. And he got one upgraded boat. It's okay, better than nothing. And makes one more, okay. Just workers, don't spread it. And to be honest, one more can wish he took out the upgrades, that's nice. On archers, he actually did. This is blocked, but it's only free, I guess. Just destroy this. And that's it. GG. Very good job, guys. Keep this up and you can become better at this game. Yeah, and there's nothing to be done now. No eco, no army. Well, both players have no... Sorry, no eco? I was wrong in fact. But no army. Now, this is another mistake. He simply did not spend his resources. Always spend your resources. Use them while you can. Because if you don't, you will just lose the game with them. Mati spent all his resources and had none. He could win this game. Of course it would be hard, probably would have to go for second Medivac to have the Bashi Buzuks to counter Harkebuzirs. But if he went East Asia, I think he might have had a bigger chance of winning this. The biggest Oranger problem was simply making this proxy and not defending it with anything. His bigger upper hand was making this proxy and destroying those towers, but he should have really made more towers here to harass this. This was so free. And Mati's biggest mistake, obviously not spreading his workers, putting towers here that are being easily harassed. Sometimes forgetting about warehouses, but not too much. It's not a big of a deal. Taking his arrow upgrade late, not repairing, not looking at the map, letting his houses be sniped. Not enough boats when he didn't fight and just defended. Pop capped for a bit too long. And not aggressive enough when he went in with warriors. He should have won faster, obviously. When you make warriors, have less workers. If your opponent makes workers, defends with bulwarks. Basically what happens, you spend on warriors. He spends, let's say, Oslinger's bulwarks. He loses no workers, so he will like have about 50 workers. The Slingers, bulwarks. The user Europe strat, you have 35. Sure, warriors, but they will just die for nothing. And that way you simply lose resources and workers, most importantly, and you're behind against Europe as Asia, which is basically a defeat by itself. Other than that, Oranger also did not go next age fast enough. This was a critical problem. Taking this vision was worthless. Of course not well spread, but he has the resources. Instead of upgrading his houses, he should have made new ones for more pop. He should have been getting ballistas, of course, which I think he did, but too late. And probably destroyed this to go in and attack from two sides. Other than that, it was quite a fun game. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll move on with making another one. See ya!